Hello, this is wmpyr. Okay, so for today's class, what we did, uh, what I was really happy about what we did today was we got to practice the force-to-force block, and that is something to me that is extremely important. And basically what it is it is a partner drill that we do. One person attacks and the other person defends. This to me is such a valuable drill. And the person that attacks with, um, you know, in our case, what we did today was a single stick. It could be single knife, or it could be empty hand or whatever. But we mainly focused on single stick, and the person that's attacking is attacking with the angles of attack form, and that form is something you guys have seen on my channel many times, which is the diagonal, side to side, and the stab, right? So it's 5 angles of attack. We also put in the 6, which is the diagonal back up, diagonal from the bottom, diagonal back down, stab, and then eye flick. So the 5 and the 6, if I'm not mistaken, you could find Professor Danny Nosanto teaching this form on one of the YouTube videos. So I'm not sure which style of Filipino martial arts exactly it came from, but I kind of like to think of it as the 5 angles of attack is some Escrima form that he learned, and then the 6 angles of attack is a Kali form that he learned. So anyway, just trying to cite my sources there, okay? I learned a different form. Mine was the 12 angles of attack, and a lot of you guys also learned the 12 angles of attack, which is probably a little bit different from mine. But when I saw Professor Danny Santo do the 5 and the 6, I was like, dude, those are so easy. It's just 5 moves and 6 moves. I like it. I like it a lot. So I just, honestly, it's replaced my 12. You know, I still know the 12, but I hardly do it. I just do the 5 and the 6. And today I showed my student the number 7 form, which is one that I made. But yeah, 5, 6, and 7. You know, the reason why I'm showing him multiple angles of attack form is because when we're doing this force-to-force block partner drill, where one person is attacking and the other person is defending, and then we take turns, right? It becomes predictable. Because if I'm always doing the 5, then he gets used to it. And he remembers the pattern consciously and subconsciously, and he memorizes it, and there's a safety net there. But then when you change it, you add the 6, or you add the 7. We didn't add the 7 today, but and you go back to the 5, or you go to the 6. That makes it starts to make it a little bit more unpredictable. So it starts to make it a little bit more street, a little bit more combat ready. And that's the idea. You make it a little bit more. You earn your way towards the street. You earn your way towards self-defense. It's not something that you instantly get, okay? Incrementally. We don't just go, hey, you know what? Just do whatever, and we'll just spar full contact and see what happens. That's not training. That's not learning. That's not very smart. You know, that's just testing yourself. Okay, you could still learn from it, but yeah, that's just absurd. And I'm trying to avoid that. And this is the way we go, which requires patience and nurturing, okay, and strategy on how to get better. But anyway, so when we do this, how is the force-to-force block different from what is traditionally taught? And let me tell you, first of all, the force-to-force block is something that I learned traditionally. So in the traditional curriculum, it was totally there. The only thing was, to be perfectly honest, the teacher taught it to me, and then it was almost like I never saw it again. He went by it so quickly. And what we spent a lot of time on, and looking at other schools and videos and on YouTube and whatever, it looks like other schools are kind of the same way, if they even learn it at all. So chances are you won't even learn it, the force-to-force block. And if you do, you're going to skip by it real fast. from my own personal experience and my own training, I found the force-to-force block extremely valuable, extremely realistic. But anyway, before I go into why, let me go into what is traditionally done. Traditionally done is when a person attacks you, right, you move out of the way. So you get out of the way and then you counterattack on their arm. And if it's a stick, you hit their arm. If it's a blade, you cut their arm. So you get out of the way and you counterattack, whether it's a hit or a slash. It's pretty much the same angle, but that's what you're doing. And that is defang the snake. And that is what 90% or higher of the schools that I've seen, that I've trained with, and also what I see on YouTube, that's what they teach and that's what they do. And from my personal experience, I could tell you that I don't think that that is wrong. I think that is awesome. What you need to know is that that is our plan A, which means that is our best move. Okay? That is our best. The guy is attacking me with some kind of weapon, a steel pipe or something, and he's coming at me. I move out of the way and I cut him on the arm. That's awesome. That's about as best as I can get. I didn't risk myself. I didn't try to kill him or anything. I just cut him on the hand, and hopefully that takes care of the situation. That is textbook perfect, okay? Now, once again, what you need to understand is that also means that you're able to see their movement. I saw it coming, and I had the luxury to be able to move out of the way and then to counterattack. So this means I'm having a really good day if this happens on the street. Once again, this is your plan A. This is being very optimistic. This is idealistic. This is what you ideally want, okay? The reality is attacks come suddenly. People are getting attacked on the street, and this guy's just attacking everybody, and now he comes after you. It's like, what? Really? This is happening? And now you got to act. You may not have that much time for your brain to process and go, whoa, this is a real attack. This is actually happening. Boom. And then what you muster up is a force-to-force block, is a much higher chance. It's not the best choice. You could still defang the snake with it. I could still, even empty hand, I could still defang the snake. It's not as good as what 90% of the people teach in FMA, but it is a very high percentage. It's very realistic, and that's why I like it, and that's why I teach it, okay? And to me, this goes with what is currently being taught in FMA, and it doesn't go against it. It's like, hey, add this to it. It's like in boxing, right? Imagine in boxing, the move that they teach you is to parry and counter shot the guy. So the guy throws a punch at you, boom, you counter. You parry his punch, and then you counter shot the guy. That's great, but if that's all you know, and the other guy is better at setting up punches, the other guy's better at controlling distance, the guy's dominating, he has really fast jabs, that kind of stuff, then you're not going to be able to do that so easily. In that case, this is not the best choice. This is not, but it's a very realistic one. So from here, we can try to work. So when things aren't going well, like I said, this guy's way more technical, way faster, way stronger, way more experienced. You might have to work from there, okay? And that's kind of like what the force-to-force block is. It gives you that. So then if you combine that with the parry shot, then you're that much better, more complete of a fighter, more complete of a martial artist. And that's why I like the force-to-force block so much. Now, the important thing, I don't want to talk too long, but the important thing about the force-to-force block is, okay, that's the first thing. If someone has a knife and they're coming at you, or if they have like I said, a lead pipe and they're swinging that at you, okay, the first thing is you just need to be able to survive. Forget about countering the guy. Forget about taking him out, knocking him out. You know, how are you supposed to do that? The guy is in such an advantageous position. So the first thing is we just want to be able to survive. And the force-to-force block, once again, works much better with that. the ideal place to be in this case is to be in long range. Why? Because it is the safest range. That means he can't reach you. Now, the worst place to be is in medium range, because that means that's where when he swings that pipe, that's where he's going to be hitting the hardest. And that's why we want to skip medium range. And we might have to go to close range. Although long range is the best, run away if you can, but if you can't, we have to go to close range. So then the question arises, when do you go to close range? And that's a very good question. But you know what? You won't even be able to go to close range if you don't have something like the force-to-force block to keep you alive. And that's, once again, why I like doing that so much. And we practice two kinds of attacks. One is a full power swing, and then the other is a quick kind of jabbing kind of attack. So against both of those, we're doing the force-to-force block. And of course, the way you receive it is slightly different from each other because those are different attacks. They're not the same. But anyway, the timing of when to close the distance, when to close the gap, to me, the answer to that is when it is easiest. So if you're saying to yourself, okay, like maybe you're a wrestler, maybe you're a grappler, okay, and you know you have to close the gap with this guy, okay, so maybe you're in a dark alley, he has a knife, and he's coming at you, you know you got to close the distance with the guy. But if you do it at the wrong time, you're going to get stabbed to death, right? So then you go, when do I close that distance? Well, if you're thinking as a grappler and you're going, you know, because you're a grappler, you know when to do the double leg takedown, right? So you know when to shoot in, and you're going, this is a little too far. Well, then that means you are risking it. That means that is the not the right time, because it is far, and the only thing that's going to force you is your brain, your thoughts. You're going, I better do it now, I better do it now. He's coming close with a knife, I got to do it now. But inside you go, from training, you go, wait a minute, this is a little too far. This is not right. But then he's coming with a knife. You're going, he's coming with a knife, you got to go now. You know, so you're kind of becoming your own worst enemy at that point. Once again, the best time to go in is when it is easiest, when there is the least risk, the least chance. So if he has a knife and the knife is like, maybe it's already, he's putting it right up here against you, then you just push that arm off and boom, you almost got like an arm drag right there. You take his back or whatever. Okay, that's just a specific example, but when it is easiest for you, if there's a risk where you go, you shoot in now, you go in for that double leg and he can stab you, that is not the right time. And that is the same idea against a puncher, you know, so the guy wants to punch you, okay, you're going, okay, I need to close the distance so that he can't punch me good. And if you going, well, this is a little, I feel like I'm in danger. Well, you probably are. All right, you probably are. It has to be like he's so close where you go, really? He's this close? I could just grab him. That's the right time. That is the right time. Where you're going, no way, he's this close. Yeah, grab the guy. Okay, that's when you could go into close range. Get in the clinch. Same with if you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, Sambo, if you do submissions, okay, to me it's the same idea. If you're going, okay, I want an arm bar, I want a triangle choke, I want a guillotine choke, whatever submission it is you're going for, a heel hook, ankle lock, whatever, and you're going, is it the right time right now? You know, and if you got to ask yourself that and you're questioning it, then to me that is not the right time. It's where you're going, really? It's right here. This is like a Christmas present. That's the right time, where you really feel like it's a little too easy. That is the safest time. Realistically, what that does is that cuts down the amount of times where you can go for a submission. But I'm going for like the quality, the best times only. Okay. And how do you do that? Well, because then you go, well, Vampire, the times that you're asking for, what if it never comes in a fight? It is your job to make those circumstances happen. So it's not that, You're looking for the situation and boom, you go for it as fast as you can. To me, that's relying on speed. And once again, I don't play the speed game. So what I am doing is I'm constantly off balancing the guy. I'm constantly disrupting the guy. So I'm creating opportunities, but I'm not gambling with the technique, if that makes sense. If I have to go now or never, then I'd rather not do it. Okay, I'd rather, if it's that close, it's where in my brain I'm going, right now it's 50-50. Dude, go as hard and as fast as you can, now or never. To me, that's the wrong time. If it takes that much effort to do it, that is, some people fight that way though. They're aggressive and they every chance they get, they go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. I'm not one of those people. I like to set the trap, wait. I'm more like a fisherman. And at the right time, boom, I get it. That's just me personally. And to do that, like I said, I'd rather create a bunch of traps and make the situation to where now I got them panicking. Now I got them worried about something else. And start putting them in that spider web. That's the way that I like to roll, whether it's on the ground, standing, or in the clinch. But anyway, I hope that makes sense. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.